Good day to everybody out there. This is See Thy Wealth, Water Your Health, Drink a Glass of Water. And what you see me on right now is my farm. For y'all that don't know, I'm completely off grid. I have no electrical bill. I have no water bill. I have no mortgage payment. I have no lease. I own everything free and clear. And I'm saying all of that because physically I'm free. But that's just one half of this whole pie. Mentally, I'm still enslaved. And I'm still caught up in the matrix. And while I will say that the physical freedom, it wasn't easy, but I don't see that being as difficult as this mental freedom that I'm seeking is. This mental freedom that I'm seeking is very difficult. And I think part of the reason is because of the indoctrination that I've had over the years of my life. When you're used to doing something every day, it's embedded in your subconscious. And psychologically, I'm saying, something that we are, whatever it may be, whether that is waking up every day to go to work, I'm saying, waking up every day to take care of somebody. It's almost like no matter what I've done in the past, no, let's back up. It's almost like I can't break free from the shackles that are on my mind, that are on my brain. That's what it feels like right now. And you may say, well, what shackles and what brains are they? The shackles of me feeling like my worth, me feeling like I have low self-esteem. That's something, that's a problem that I have up here that I don't know how to overcome. Me dealing with the fear of rejection, me dealing with insecurity, me dealing with the fear of abandonment. That is real. And a lot of people don't like to talk about it because we all like to come on camera and appear perfect and our lives are just so good and this and that. But as we can see from the Charlemagne the God and Dame Dash interview, black men, people in general, but black men in particular, we really have a lot of mental health issues that we have to deal with. And it's sickening because Charlemagne goes to therapy. And for him to be in therapy and have the wisdom that he has, for him to try to gaslight and trigger Dame Dash the way that he did and was, it's disturbing to me. But that's besides the point. The point that I'm making is the mental blockages that I have in my mind is something that I'm struggling with. And it's crazy because I don't know how to overcome some of my hasty moves and lashing out and emotional volatility, you know what I'm saying? And just not knowing how to control my anger sometimes. I'm saying, especially with people that you quote unquote say you love. You know what I'm saying? It's so difficult to me to control myself sometimes when it comes to that type stuff, especially when someone gets under my skin. When someone gets under my skin and we supposed to be cool or whatever, I have a really difficult time controlling myself with reacting. And it's not a good thing because I may react a particular way that may not be so forgiving. And because I was so in my head, or I was so selfish, I wasn't even thinking about how that would affect the other person that I'm actually talking to. Whether it's my mother, my grandmother, whoever it could be, significant other, partnerships, whoever. It's not a good thing overall. It's fucking up my bottom line. It's messing up my relationships. You know what I'm saying? And when things like that start to mess up your relationships and you become aware of it, you have to fix those things. I have to fix it because I'm all about leveling up. I'm all about getting better. I'm not about staying stagnant. Y'all been watching me. If y'all go through my old videos, I've been increasingly getting better year after year after year, at least physically. I've been getting better mentally as well. But it's just, I'm at a point now where I could focus on it 1,000%. Well, I'm almost there 1,000%. I'm still working on trying to get this thing operating to a level to where you know, it only requires just a small amount of my attention in regards to maintenance. And we're not going to get there for at least 4 to 5 years. I don't see that happening for at least 4 to 5 years to where I can actually have this thing oiled and running like a well-oiled machine. It's going to take some time, but that's okay. I will be getting my mental health in order throughout that process, working with the plants, working with the trees, listening to the birds, other insects, you know, becoming more familiar with nature, learning about herbs. You know what I'm saying? It's a process out here, man. And I know I come on camera sometime and it may seem like I'm all over the place and hey, I'm confused, and that's okay. That's just a part of my journey. And you just a part of that, and I'm just showing you what it is to be raw and uncut. At least from my perspective, I'm showing you what I am as a raw and uncut human individual that doesn't have any outside strings attached to no corporation, no this, no that, no nothing. Now, Stephen A. Smith said something a couple days ago. I was watching him, and he was saying, yeah, you could be on YouTube and you might not have a boss or whatever, but you still got to answer to somebody because these people have the ability to come through and flag your channel and stop your message from reaching the masses. And he was right. If you don't have your own platform, it's very difficult to say that you're a boss and you're independent. And if you do have your own platform, salute to you. That'd be something that I would be looking into probably in the future when I can actually afford that type stuff. But, I probably can afford it now, and I just don't even know what it takes to have your own platform like that. But at the end of the day, and maybe that's what I will need in order to help me become or deal with my mental blockages and freedom that I'm going through. But anyhow, I felt like I should come on here and talk about this because mental health is a real thing. And I never saw a therapist. I think I saw a therapist when I was younger when my mother was having problems with me. I actually did see a therapist. She was having problems with me. I think I was in middle school or maybe late elementary. I don't even remember. But I've never seen one as an adult. When I actually thought about it, I was deliberating about it. I made some calls. A friend of mine, she actually gave me some recommendations of some therapists, but I never made the call I never made an appointment. So I never really was able to get that and talk my feelings out and my things out and hear it from another perspective, that as a third party. And I think that sometimes that's important with someone that you can trust. It doesn't always have to be a professional. It could be a close friend. But if you need that third party that's going to be at arm's length distance, I think that's a great tool as well, especially for people like me. Because I'm not always right. And when you get to positions like this, when you don't have any people around you to tell you what to do, sometimes you may feel like just because you got here, or I may feel like just because I got here, I may not need to listen to you, or I may not need to put up with your BS, or I think not that I'm right every time, because I know I'm not. I done made plenty of mistakes, and y'all seen me make a $4,000 mistake with the plumber, the well guy that I ended up hiring when I first got here. But so, I know that I'm not infallible. I know that I'm a work in progress, and I'm okay with that. I'm all right with my journey. I'm loving this journey. How can I not love it? Look at where I'm at. But mentally, I want to get to a space where I'm treating people the way I want to be treated. I'm not lashing out to you when you ask me a question that was very, very basic. Very basic. And because I'm frustrated, because I think you should know these answers, now I'm giving you the third degree, wondering why you don't know it, or talking to you like you should know it. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. Has anybody out there ever had those problems where y'all talk to people, they should know something and it's like, how dare you talk to someone like that? How dare I talk to someone as if they should know something that I think they should know? Everybody's different. You got to give people grace. I have to give people grace. And I say that I'm talking to myself when I'm speaking to you. Real talk. So, with that, man, listen, I appreciate y'all for watching me. I really do. Because without y'all viewing me, I would just be out here showing my life. Even if I got no views. It would be like, why am I showing it? Because nobody's watching, but I would just be documenting it because it's like taking a picture. You got a photo book. You got family members that may come down after the line and say, oh, that was cousin C. But one thing you cannot do is you cannot get lost in the sauce. You cannot forget to stay focused. You cannot forget that you have bills. You can't forget that you have a mortgage to pay every month. Because while Dame Dash, they saying are broke, one thing you and I could never imagine what it is what it is to have $25 million in debt. They saying Dame Dash is broke. I don't know nobody that had $25 million in debt that's broke. But, here I am on my land, off grid, no mortgage, no water bill, no electrical bill, damn near no food bill, because you see all these coconut trees in the background, right? You see all these fruit trees in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm not losing myself in the sauce. I'm staying focused because they are dominating the headlines. I have the time to watch the headlines because I don't have I'm free. I'm physically free. But you you in a 9 to 5 every day with an hour break. How do you have the time to keep up with Dame Dash, Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, Iran, Russia, Elon Musk, your kids, your husband, your wife? How do you have the time to keep up with all of this and everything else? You don't. And this is why you're behind right now, because you're focused on everything outside of yourself but you. You need to be focused on how you can be in a position where Dame Dash is, to where you're sitting in front of a lake, or you're on a 25,000 square foot ranch or 25-acre ranch. Huh? You got to start figuring these things out and stop getting lost in the sauce, because these guys can take care of their family. Now, Charlie Kirk, rest in peace to anybody that done died, but Charlie Kirk is dead. And they have this man on the news, on the headlines every day, as if he was a politician, as if he was a senator, a governor, a mayor. But they decided to talk about him for whatever reason. And guess what? We are getting sucked into the drama. You got a black man being found on campus, hung. Someone's trying to send a message. There's something that's being ignited in the American people right now. A lot of hate that's being spewed, a lot of misinformation. We don't know what was real and what wasn't. At the end of the day, you have to start questioning everything, even the Charlie Kirk's death. Was it AI? Was it real or was it not? You know what I'm saying? Because now, 3, 4, 5, 6 days after he's dead, a black man is hung on a tree at a college campus. So I'm questioning it all. Was his death real? Was it AI? Was it staged? Was it a larger play at hand? You know what I'm saying? Because now it seems like the focus is black people and our fault somehow. I don't get it. And I don't want to say the focus is our fault, because I don't really know what the focus is, but I'm saying that that's what people are saying, that black people are shutting down college, the HBCUs have to shut down and this and that, but they have to worry about a tax and blah, 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 blah. It's just a whole bunch of BS. But the fact of the matter is, one thing you got to do, and one thing you probably did this morning when you rose, is you had to eat. Not only did you had to eat, you grabbed something to drink. Look at what we doing out here. We just planted 100+ trees right now. Right, planted 100+ coconut trees. Look at that. There's one right there. You come around, there's 2. You come around, there's 3. We lined the driveway on both sides. 4, 5, 6, 7. On up. Because guess what? We understand that we have to drink every day. I don't drink faucet water. I drink coconut water. I drink Mother Nature's breast milk. I drink watermelon juice. I drink food from nature. I drink everything from nature. That's what I'm tapping in with. You know what I'm saying? So while we out here talking about it, we actually also living it as well. We not just talking. We walking it too. We doing both. So yeah, I do got time to sit down and look at a Dame Dash interview. I do got time to sit back and watch The Breakfast Club and Netflix and all that other stuff. Because I was focused for the last 8-9 years. So when I got here, I could do whatever the hell I want to do. But I'm actually probably should be lessening my time spent watching these folks. You know why? Because while I have achieved physical freedom, I have to achieve mental freedom. Because I am still dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I know my flaws. I know my weaknesses. And I'm learning to strengthen them. And in the process of me strengthening them, I'm still in the matrix watching these guys like Dame and Charlemagne and Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk. Although I just found out about Charlie Kirk when he died, I'm saying I'm still watching the headlines of him getting shot and killed, which isn't a great thing for nobody to be shot and killed. But at the end of the day, I didn't know that man. Only thing I can share is condolences as a human. I didn't know that man. That's why I'm confused at why focus on him out of other thousands of people that got killed in the United States that day. Because he's a social media influencer? I mean, and now, that's why I say you got to question everything. Because now you got focused attention on black people being responsible for whatever stuff is going on, and now you gotta watch this and that. It's like, it's too much for me, man. It's way too much. But you know, I'm gonna stay tapped into a certain degree because I do got family in the United States. I'm still an American citizen. I'm still an American at the end of the day. I'm still an American in another country because I understand that I'm not just limited and beholden to one block. I look at the United States as a block. When you hustling, you got this block, you got this block, you got that block. A lot of y'all hustling on blocks, claiming blocks, and you don't even own an apartment on that block. But that's besides the point. I'm just not on the American block no more. I'm in the Central American block. I'm hustling somewhere else now. I've gotten enough money up in the United States. It's oversaturated up there. Everybody's doing real estate. Everybody's buying a car and renting out on Turo. At least they were. Everybody's trying to get into tax liens. Everybody's doing crypto. Everybody's doing this and that and everything. Tech. But you know what? Where is everybody at with the farming? Where is everybody at with having their own land with no mortgages? Where is everybody at with their own compounds in the States? Yeah. Where's all of those people at? See, we tapped in with how to the money and buy cars and look good and trying to keep up with the Joneses. But where is it that we can actually go outside and grab our own mango out the tree? Or apples and pears and plums and peaches and bananas and lettuce and tomatoes and cucumber? Where are those folks at in abundance from the black community? Where are we at? When are we going to tap into that? When are we going to tap into doing for self, being sustainable so we don't have to go to the jobs next week? And no matter if we go to a job or not, we still know that we can live every day and eat every day and feed our family every day. When are we going to tap into that energy? Because this is a new day. It's a new day. Massive job layoffs, people getting fired, you know what I'm saying? Robots taking over. I mean, how many of y'all have lost your job because of a robot? How many of y'all have lost your job because of layoffs? It's not a good feeling to not be able to take yourself and then your family if you have one. It's just really not a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? So what we have to do is we have to be able to take care of self, because if we can't take care of self, we always going to be looking for the government. And the government doesn't have your best interests at heart. While they should be working on behalf of the people, them folks are working on behalf of themselves. They got families to feed and put through college. They not worried about you. When you look at C-SPAN and you look at all these government channels where they passing policies and yays and nays and ayes and this and all that, listen, it's 1 to 2 people that look like me in that crowd of people. So I'm not looking for them people to have my best interest at heart. If I'm looking at C-SPAN and I'm looking at the sea of people out there, there's about 1 to 2 in that crowd that look like me. How the hell am I expecting the government to have my best interest at heart and nobody in there looks at me? They don't even know what it feels like to be in my shoes. Excuse me. But let's just be real. What we do is, when things go our way, we up in arms, we hollering, it's like we have to stand on, because we don't want to read the Constitution. We don't want to become enlightened about the Bill of Rights. Yes, the Declaration of Independence, law. We just don't. We just want to watch reality TV, NFL, NBA, Keeping Up with the Joneses, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what we're doing right now. And we so caught up. We are so caught up in this matrix that if they shut everything down like they did COVID, again, we are right back in the same position. We didn't learn from our mistakes the first time. The mistake your first time was not being able to go outside and get your own food. Not being able to turn your water on without having to pay that well water or that county water bill. To not go without paying your mortgage and having to ask for debt relief. Your mistake was not learning from that the first time. And now when it comes around again, you can have nobody to blame but yourself. You have no one to yourself. All that money sitting in the bank that you may have just sitting in there on someone's ledger for them to gamble and invest your money in whatever they want to. But your money's sitting in the bank just so you can say, oh, I got 15 million in the bank, or, you know, whatever it is. 150,000 in the bank. I got 150,000 in the bank. Okay, you got 150,000 in the bank, but what are you doing with that money? That money ain't making no money. It's just sitting in the bank. And when the electrical system or electronic system go down and your bills is due because you paying everything online and you trying to go to the grocery store, but your bank card ain't working, then what? Then what? You stuck and you tapped out. You stuck and you tapped out because you didn't learn from COVID. You didn't learn to go and be self-sustainable and have your own farm and not have a mortgage, right? But at the end of the day, we are people, we are humans. This is what make the world go round, because we're all different. We're all different, and that's world go round, because we're all different. If everybody was the same, it would be like every day it'd just be weird. So we are precious and we are gems our own way, you know, but at the end of the day, most of us aren't going to get this message. Some of us will, and that's the people I'm talking to. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. This is See Thy Wealth, water your health, drink a glass of water.